What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Yall Phillip, and I'm back with another video for y'all today. And before we get started with today's video, I would like for y'all to click the like button down below, giving it a thumbs up, and make sure y'all click the subscribe button, but make sure y'all click the bell so you can be notified and don't miss any of my videos. Today's video will be about the top 7 of the worst Nickelodeon shows of all time. So, without further ado, let's begin. Number 7, Planet Sheen. After the Jimmy Neutron series ended, they came out with a spin-off series called Planet Sheen, where he stupidly blasts himself off to a weird planet that worships him for some odd reason. The animation is just the big definition of complete horror. There is no jokes in the show, but the only joke is Sheen himself. Glad the show got pulled from Nickelodeon after a few seasons, even though he tried to fix his damaged rocket to head back to Earth. But Sheen was a better supporting character in Jimmy Neutron, aka the original series, but him having a show of his own was not the way to go. Number 6, The Nick Cannon Show. This short-lived semi-scripted TV show aired on Nickelodeon from 2002 through 2003, and it's basically Nick coming across situations or trying to take over a situation or a place, whatever the case may be. But there were some memorable guest appearances from celebrities. Even his All That character LaTanya made a whole appearance onto his show. What caused the Nick Cannon show to have a downfall was him basically changing up everything for his amusement almost every single week. And that caused his ratings to go completely downhill from there. And that's what caused the show to come off the air, and Nickelodeon pulled the plug. So he really have nobody else to blame but himself. Number 5, Breadwinners. I'm surprised that YouTube didn't file a lawsuit when Nickelodeon had this on the airwaves from 2014 through 2016. This show is about two anamorphic ducks living in some video game arcade-like world, delivering bread to people. What makes the show the worst is the toilet humor and people at home being tortured by their terrible rapping. And sitting in your living room watching this show is no way to break bread if you ask me. If you want to make a perfect show, keep out the toilet humor and quit messing up on animation. And have some type of inspiration during the writing concept. If not, then don't add anything that's going to be pure garbage like this show here on the network ever again. Number 4, Wild Grinders. This show features Lil Rob, voiced by the real-life skater Rob Dyrdek. It's basically him and his friends that are into skateboarding, but this one have nothing to do with skateboarding, and also they have a talking dog. I have to add that one. And it tries to appeal to the skateboarding demographic, but absolutely nothing, like I said earlier. But this was more of a rip-off version of the popular show Rocket Power, where that show was more entertaining. Glad that they ended Wild Grinders because that show was not meant for Nickelodeon. Number 3, The Loud House. This one is the prime example of what caused Nickelodeon to go completely downhill. This show is about a boy named Lincoln who lives with 10 sisters and 1 brother. And this show just have to be the worst of the worst shows on Nickelodeon. And it's everyone being rude to each other. The concept of this show sounds good on paper, but having it on TV sounds like a complete recipe for disaster. I hate the fact that it's on the station, and I hope it fades away. It does not belong on a well-known station like Nickelodeon. Number 2, Fanboy and Chum. This show is about these two 5th grade boys named Fanboy and Chum, and they are comic book geeks, plus they love to sip on Frosty Freezes. Not only the imagery is painful to the eyes, but these two characters being a nuisance to everyone is the prime example of why this show is garbage truck leakage. Like, they try to sneak in a few pop culture references, but it doesn't excuse why the show has to be complete booty cheeks and have to make everybody scratch out their eyes just because they were watching the show. Here's a little fun fact about Fanboy and Chum. This show wasn't even supposed to be on Nickelodeon. The real show that was supposed to be on here was Adventure Time, that ended up going to Cartoon Network. at least it was a big win for Cartoon Network. But at the same time, for Nickelodeon, they the ones that took the big L for not getting Adventure Time on Nickelodeon. That would have been a big win right there. But well, we all make terrible decisions. Glad they ended Fanboy and Chum because had that show kept going, we'd all been banging our heads into the walls if it kept going on. Before we get into my top one pick, here are a few honorable, but in this case, dishonorable mentions. Henry Danger, Bucket and Skinner Epic Adventures, Pig Goat Banana Cricket, and Marvin. Coming in at number 1, The Fred Show. Time to open up these can of worms. Just like how they put Annoying Orange on Cartoon Network, they put The Fred Show on Nickelodeon, bringing back Lucas Cruikshank character Fred Ficklehorn, but for a TV series. And just to add another one in there, his Fred movies on Nickelodeon were completely terrible. They were so terrible, they had got no type of reviews on Rotten Tomatoes at all. But in the series for Nickelodeon, it's basically Fred engaging into wacky hijinks and him screeching at the top of his high-pitched lungs. Gladly that this show was pulled from the airwaves a few months into 2012, and the Fred Ficklehorn character was retired. If you want a good show from the internet, make sure it's good and make sure you don't want your audience eardrums bleeding nonstop. I would like to say thank y'all for tuning into today's video. I would like for y'all to leave a comment, click that like button, make sure you click the subscribe button, but make sure y'all click the bell so you can be notified and don't miss any of my videos. Don't forget to add my social media accounts at YoungPhilip_00 for Instagram, Snapchat, Ryan361005, TikTok, YoungPhilip00. And with that being said, I'm out.